The materials to use are stabilizer fabric, any soft and light cotton fabric, glass plastic, 64 centimeters of elastic, approximately, and a piece of paper to make the pattern of the face mask in question. Next, we are going to make the pattern with which we will make this face mask. For that, we draw a rectangle 27 centimeters wide by 17 centimeters high. Then we subdivide the rectangle into three. One 7 centimeters high, another 5.5, and the last, and at the bottom of the 5 centimeter high pattern. Next, we divide the upper and lower rectangles in 2 in half. Then in those 4 quadrants that were delimited, we are going to model the shape that our face mask will need. From the middle line of the upper rectangle, we separate 3 centimeters towards both sides. And from the middle line of the lower rectangle, also about 2 centimeters on each side. With these points we can draw the first curves. Then on the sides we will draw the following points. Some protrude from the lower margin of the upper square up to 2 centimeters, and others from the upper margin of the lower rectangle going down to 2 centimeters. With these points we already draw the curved lines as they are drawn in the pattern. The next step to take will be in the central rectangle. There we must take from these 2 midpoints, 4 points more than 4 centimeters away from the central axis. Then we draw a line that joins the upper rectangle with the lower one on both sides. This is how we leave the area where we will have the transparency in our face mask delimited. Since we do not consider the seam allowance in these 2 lines, we must now add a centimeter to each side of the central rectangle to include them in the plan. Next, we are going to place the 2 overlapping fabrics, and we will cut each piece of the face mask. On this occasion we already consider the seam allowances, so we will cut directly on the lines. Well, here we have all the cut pieces, even the one that must be glass plastic. Regarding this piece, for its cutting we do not use pins as they would damage the surface, and this would leave the face mask without the function for which it was created. Now we go on to join all the pieces that will give life to our face mask. Here from the pieces of the middle square we will first take one of the sides, leaving the soft and light cotton at the top, the glass plastic in the middle and below the stabilizer fabric, so that stacked we can seam them. So with this logic we will continue stacking and joining all the pieces of the pattern of our face mask. Here we can see how the assembled pieces are becoming, and also their respective stitching stepping on the seams. Here we can see how we join the first upper rectangle with the middle one. For the neatness of the preparation of this face mask, we have decided to make the stitching that treads each of the seams with matching thread. Here we are already reaching the end of the assembly of all the pieces of our face mask. In this step, nearing the end, we will neatly clean the upper and lower edge of the face mask with a traditional ham along all contours. On the two side edges we proceed to make a hem as shown here, which is the one that will let us pass the elastic to support the face mask. These hemlines must be wide enough to allow the elastic that we have chosen to pass through. Here in the last necessary step, with a crochet needle we pass the elastic through the hem that we have left, and then we make a knot that we will leave hidden inside the edge. Finally, after all, we achieve this results.